So we just came back from our trip to Brazil, and for many people, Brazil, it's way busier than people would expect. The last time I was there was about 6 months ago. It was around December last year. And I think it's holiday season, so everyone is traveling around and not in their hometown. So the place I was at, which is my hometown, was quite empty. So that was okay to drive and to be around. But this time around, it was crazy. The traffic, chaotic. Did you fucking see that one? But that's not what we're here to talk about today. So for this trip I took the two cameras I used the most. The Canon R6 Mark II paired with the RF 24-70 f2.8, which is the setup I'm using to record this video right now. And I also took with me the DJI Nano, which is a very unintrusive camera, very small, compact, but it still get quite some nice images out of it. It still doesn't get so close from the Canon R6 Mark II with the 24-70 setup that I have. So I took both of them. The main reason I took the R6 Mark II, it's because it was my son's first year birthday. So I wanted to have some very nice photos of the birthday party. So I took the camera mainly for photo, but I also wanted to take some videos here and there about my city, my country. The first trip I did, it was going to the street food market with my son. I put him on the carrier, as you can see here, and we went through, and it was such a breeze. We just walked through the entire place. Yeah, it's Thursday, and we're heading to a street market to check it out with the young one. Yep. E 3 pastéis de queijo, por favor. Ok. Beleza, isso. Valeu, obrigado. And I did that with the DJI Nano. Of course, I didn't want to take the R6 Mark II. Well, I hate to say this, but the one thing I hate about my country, which is Brazil, is that you don't feel safe enough as in other countries. So going around in the city with a camera like the R6 Mark II and the lens that I own, it's very expensive, and you don't want to be in Brazil on the streets with those things without an insurance, if you know what I mean. So I hate to say that, but I didn't feel safe enough. So that's why I took the DJI Nano with me for the street market, because if they take it, it's not such a bad thing as taking the entire R6 Mark II combo, which is quite pricey. But anyway, I'm very glad that I took all the videos with this camera in the street market, because it's so unintrusive that I just put it here together with my son in front of him, and it recorded so many cool moments, and people just don't care about it. It's so tiny that people don't even see your recording sometimes, or if they see, they're just okay with it. You're not with a huge ass camera on their faces or pointing to someone. So it's very good for this reason. Well, so for the birthday party, as you were expecting, yes, I took a lot of photos with the R6 Mark II. I didn't record any videos, maybe some of the decoration of the party, as you can see here, but that was about it, you know, mainly used for photos in that day, which was fine. It was the main purpose of bringing this camera to Brazil. After that, we went to Santos, where my brother lives. We went there because his son was getting baptized. So we went there, and I took only the DJI Nano. You can see from the footage, like Santos, it's even busier than my hometown. Cheizinho dando rolê. So tell us, always you come to Santos, you like the vibe in here? What's that all about?
I don't know. I like the feeling of a small city, even though it's not that small.
There's quite a lot of traffic, as you can see from the footage, but...
Yeah, but even though the traffic and it's not that small city, we can do a lot of things. We can do a lot of things just by walking. I think that's maybe the part that I like most, and the, you know, the beach healthy vibe.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of life quality around here. People running and doing all sorts of sports in the beach. It's pretty cool. So a lot of traffic, a lot of people, but it's by the coast, which is fun. So I also got this one around recording, the DJI Nano, recording all the footage in the beach and going around in the traffic. I think using this camera was a breeze. I know I was still skeptical using this in Santos because there's a lot of stories of people just grabbing their phone to record something in Santos, and someone passes in the bike lane close to where you're walking, and they just snap the photo out of your hand and just go, because they're on their bike, they just go fast and no one catches them. I didn't want that to happen to this camera right here, so I was always with the screen on my pocket and using only this one strapped in the chest mount and trying to be very alert with where people are. I also recorded a few times just recording my hand like this, but trying to be super careful so no one could come and snatch it from me. I know it's terrible to think about those things, but I think whenever you are in that scenario and you grew up in that scenario, you know that a lot of things could happen to you or to your gear. So you get into the alert mode. And most Brazilians live in that state of alertness. You gotta keep your stuff. So you keep sharp, looking at every possibility and trying to do your best to keep everything with you. It's terrible to talk about those things, dude. I just wish all over the world was super secure and you could take it whatever you want to take it and just know that you would be safe no matter what. But dude, that's just the world we live in. So you gotta do your best. Anyway, so the next trip we went all the way to Fortaleza, which was a place we stopped to do a layover, and then we took another flight from there back to Europe. So we stopped there for a few nights, and there I used both the DJI Nano for some shots, which was super cool because we got to go into the swimming pool. This one detached from the screen, so if you only use this module right here, it can go underwater. So I used it and it's still working, and that was fine. Just the screen is not waterproof, so I only took this one, but it was super fun. We went inside the pool with my kid and my wife, and we had a blast, and we recorded a bunch of those footage with this tiny little camera, which was pretty dope. But I also took some videos with the Canon R6 Mark II. So since we were in a resort, it was a bit safer than regular streets inside a town or whatever. So the resort gave me a little bit of peace of mind to use the R6 Mark II, and I got some shots inside the resort, but I also was looking outside at the beach and it was quite empty. There was like some people walking, but very far away from us. So I just took that opportunity to record some shots, and we went through the beach. That was the first time Vincenzo had his feet on the sand and on the water. I have to admit, he didn't like it very much, but after the first times he got used to it and now he enjoys it. But it was super special having that camera there. I also took some photos of the resort and also from the beach that day, and Bianca and him on the beach. Was super nice having the camera and getting the chance to record those moments with higher quality than this one could offer. So I did enjoy it. I just wish I could have used the R6 Mark II throughout the entire trip, so I could record both on both cameras and have the both qualities from all of those. But that's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think. If you travel with a lot of gear, do you use insurance? I was actually considering it, but I ended up just risking and winging it, and I went without any insurance whatsoever. However, I think if I had insurance, I would probably use it more, because I would have the peace of mind if something happens, at least I'm covered. Because it's quite pricey. Camera gear can be very pricey, as you know, probably. If you're watching this, you probably know. So that's pretty much it, and I see you on the next video.